Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Matt, aka Just a Guy, back again with another Grand Theft Auto 6 video. In the last video, we discussed a few things that we learned from the trailer, and today I just wanted to go over a few of the screenshots that Rockstar released on their website. Gives us a little more information and shows off a lot more of how beautiful this game is, but there's a few things that I didn't notice the first time I looked at these screenshots, and after going back and looking at them again, I'm surprised by some of the detail and some of the little intricacies and things that they stuck in there that maybe you didn't notice the first time you looked at them. And if you haven't looked at these pictures before, let's walk through a couple of my favorites that I noticed some things that I didn't notice the first couple times I looked at them. So the first one we have here is a shot of Vice City, and other than the fact that it looks absolutely gorgeous, there's a lot more going on in this picture than what I originally noticed. If you look, the amount of traffic is pretty crazy. Even in the areas in the background, further off in the distance, there is seemingly going to be a lot of traffic. How that will affect getting around and the chaos that we cause in Vice City, that's to be determined. But you notice you've got what looks like a Coast Guard helicopter flying off in the distance. And down in the bottom left, NPCs, which the one guy under the basketball hoop looks like it could be Cal. So that might be Jason and Cal. I don't know. But obviously you're going to be able to play basketball. Looks like there's probably a tennis court. And even in this Hotel Valletta, you can see people out on the balcony, people sitting by the pool. And if you look to the right, there is another woman looking over the railing at this seemingly end of a police chase happening down in the bottom right corner, which I didn't really pay attention to the first time I saw it. And it looks like one of the suspects is giving up and the other looks like he's taken off running. And it's nice, the cops, it looks like they have pickup trucks, and there's going to be a big variety in the type of vehicles that even like the law enforcement uses. You're not just going to have your standard, police squad cars that look like Chargers or, what you expected to have from, previous games. It looks like depending on what part of town you're in and what jurisdiction it is, they're going to have different police vehicles as well. The only thing that I do notice is there's not a lot of foot traffic. You don't see really any pedestrians walking around. And I don't know if that's just obviously to save on. If you're not in that area, you're not going to have random pedestrians walking around. If that's something they load in, I don't know. I don't know the science behind it. I just play the games. I don't make them. But also there's maybe an electric bike rental station right at the bottom as well, just to the left of that police chase. So just in this one alone, there's a lot going on more than what you might think if you really take a look at it. In this one, this is more of like an attention to detail, but just look at the skin on this older couple walking on the beach. Not only has everyone got like a different body type, but the detail with like the sunspots and the tan lines and the sand sticking to their feet as they walk through the beach. And the guy with the metal detector, the sunburn on his arm, and it looks like he's got sunscreen smeared terribly unevenly all over his arms. But just the biggest thing that stands out is the amount of body types. You got the swole guys playing football, but there's not just like one body type for everybody. Past GTA games, everybody looked the same for the most part. You might have some fat people here and there, but men, women, they all basically were built the same. And for them to go into this much detail, to get this many different body types and skin tones and looks and, just the detail, the woman laying down in the foreground, the sand on her butt cheeks. And if you really notice, she's not wearing a top. So if I come barreling through here with a vehicle to run down all these people on the beach, is she going to get up and move and the boobies are going to be out? I'm curious to see what Rockstar does there, because those are clearly not covered boobies. This next image is a perfect example of those minor details that you're never going to notice in the game, but they're in there, so when you've got a picture like this, you can see them. On this girl dancing, not only can you see the sweat, but you can make out the goosebumps on her skin. That's how detailed they went with the skin textures. And the fingerprints on the pole. Do those really need to be there? No, probably not. But that's what it would look like. So Rockstar's not going to skip over that detail. And also on the money, the presidents on the money are the same presidents from Red Dead Redemption 2. So it's the same universe and it all ties together. That's insanely impressive, and most people wouldn't know and probably wouldn't even care. But again, it's just that level of attention to detail that only Rockstar puts in their games, and I thank them for it because it's amazing. This one is another one that's just, on a whole, just a beautiful shot. The colors look amazing. The lighting is beautiful. The draw distance is incredible. And the focus of the shot is clearly the Sahara Arena in the middle of the shot, which is their version of the Miami Heat. That's their basketball stadium. And you've got the Fine Arts Center, and you've even got what looks like a train station, which I'm assuming drops you off at the Vice City Arts Center down in the corner. You got the concert hall, the advertisements, the palm trees. There's a lot more pedestrian traffic that you can see, which is nice. People actually walking. What I did not notice, and it took me looking at this shot multiple times, at the top of the screen, the port. You see the cranes, you see all the lights. I didn't realize that there's a goddamn cruise ship right behind the Ferris wheel. I thought those lights were just part of the port and whatever buildings were behind it. And when you really look at it, there's a cruise ship. We've seen yachts in GTA 5, and the yachts were whatever. You had a boat, it wasn't a bit. Can I hijack a cruise ship? Can I go into that cruise? Did they go to that extreme to model a cruise ship where you can actually go into the cruise ship or steal it? Because if it's there, is it just there docked and never moves? Or can I take that baby for a spin? Because if they do the whole where you can buy property and buy businesses, can I buy Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines and make money off their cruise ships? That would be insane. It would be insane just to take it and drive the cruise ship, because that thing's massive. Look at it compared to the yachts that are down there. They're not humongous yachts, but it's a full-size cruise ship. It's absolutely incredible. I'm surprised they put it in there, and yet I'm not, because it's Rockstar and that's what they do. This is another attention to detail and another instance where I completely missed something that's staring me right in the face. The amount of detail on the boats. You have these two lure predator boats. They're the same boat, but they're different. They have different engines. One has like a canopy, the other doesn't. So I'm assuming you'll be able to own boats and customize the boats just like you customize the vehicles. So maybe you can buy property with a boat dock or a marina and have multiple boats stored alongside your cars and trucks and everything like that. But just the little things like the bottle of champagne, the beer cans, just the towels, the floaties, just little stuff that doesn't need to be there, but it is because it would be in real life. It may not make a difference in gameplay at all. It may not do anything. You may jump on the boat and you can kick over the beer cans. Does it affect anything? No, but it's there because it's real. And the thing that I missed, you've got this dude in his pink flamingo, there's a shark right underneath him. I didn't see that the first time I looked at this photo, but that guy's about to be lunch, and I'm all for it. That's amazing. Are we going to see random people getting attacked by sharks while they're out partying on their boats? This is just another example of the craziness. And then the yacht with the people dancing and partying on the front of the yacht. This is just one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. The next one is simple, but it says so much. If you're going to go out gator hunting, more than one person should probably be packing. If the swampland is going to be this dangerous, it's going to be so much fun and so scary at the same time. The airboat detail, it's obviously amazing. It's all beat up, the paint missing, whatever. But at first, I didn't notice. You obviously are drawn to these first 3 gators. There's 2 more. One to the left and one behind. I didn't see the one behind. These guys are going to be lunch, and it's going to be amazing. Just, I mean, the small details where, like, the lily pads and stuff are moving because of the crocodiles or alligators' bodies. This is just gorgeous. I can't wait another year for this game. I really can't. This last one I wanted to go over just because it doesn't seem like much and there's not a ton going on. But I think I love this screenshot the best just because of the atmosphere. This is one of the most beautiful shots and most realistic looking shots of all the photos that they released. Taken at dusk, the lighting is incredible in the background where you can kind of see the sun setting, but then you get the light off the billboard in the background and just that beat up, shady, creepy motel. You know, you get the vines growing over the front of it. You can see the interior. I'm hoping this is one of the interiors we can go in. They haven't given anything official. I know a lot of rumors are saying that we can go into a lot of buildings. So I hope this is an example of one that we can. But just the lighting, the construction cones, and the lights being out on part of the motel sign, and just this just feels and looks like what you think it should look like in an area like this. The scuzzy looking pool, the people sitting out by the pool even at night, just kind of hanging out by the street lights and stuff. You got what looks like could be a lady of the night looking to get some action in the Jeep. You got these people taking pictures of a dog or a cat. This picture just feels like something. And maybe this gravel down in the front of the image here, maybe that's a stunt jump. Looks like it's a ramp you could be driving over. This is just blows my mind that if the game looks this good, Rockstar has really accomplished something that very few other companies can say they can do, and that's making a game on this type of scale look this beautiful, have this much attention to detail, stuff that we won't find for years after this game comes out, but they will just stick it in there for us to find because they genuinely love what they do, and they know that they are leaps and bounds better than most other developers out there. So if this was a couple things that you liked, that you didn't see, that you didn't catch, let me know. If you want to talk about it, let's have a discussion. I'd love to hear your thoughts. What are you most excited about with Grand Theft Auto 6 coming out? Are you excited? Are you bummed out that it's delayed? Have you had enough? Are you tired of Rockstar in these games? Would you rather have Bully 2? Leave a comment below. Let's have a discussion. Thanks for hanging out with me. If you like the content, please follow along, like, subscribe. Let me know what you think. If there's something you'd like to talk about, give me some ideas and we'll talk about it. Thank you so much for spending time with me, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.